I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. I'm at LTF 2023 in Miami, and I'm joined by Gaston Taratuta. He is founder and CEO at Aleph. Gaston, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me today.
My pleasure. Now, before we get started, a quick note to viewers. This interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. All right, Gaston, tell me about Aleph. What's your mission?
So the mission of Aleph is to enable digital advertising in emerging countries, emerging economies. Mm-hmm. If you look at the world today, you have a $100 trillion GDP. Basically, 1 billion people in the world accounts for half of that, right? And the rest. So you're talking about $6,000 GDP versus $60,000. We look at companies in ad tech that you guys are very familiar with. Mm-hmm. Most of these companies, if you do an X-ray today, they have presence in 25, 35 markets with the local offices. What Aleph is doing, considering they have consumers, users around the world, which is not the same as what offices they have. Mm-hmm. We basically, about 12 years ago, found an opportunity to monetize digital advertising inventory in an exclusive way in emerging economies, and we started in Latin America, and then Latin America moved into Eastern Europe, Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia. So now Aleph is, I would say, democratizing, enabling digital marketing across 115 markets in the world, with almost 70 offices globally, with more than close to 2,000 people around the globe.
Wow, okay. All right, so tell me, how are you different from others in this space?
It's a very good question, mm-hmm. and I always, by design, with the team, which is very important to be able to build such a business, is you need a team. We thought about being in a market that is high growth, with huge asymmetry of information, limited competition, and something unique or exclusive to offer. Mm-hmm. That to us has been a winning formula. And that differentiates us from the rest of the market.
Okay, so now when you look to the year ahead, what are you most focused on?
I think it's growth. The growth of Aleph the last 6 quarters has been exponential. The focus is growth with scalability. You know, when you grow in, 10, 15 markets in a year, you gotta make sure that you have the right infrastructure, you pull in the right talent, that you have a very low turnover, mm-hmm. And that you can really offer a career path. Yeah. But most important, as we face these challenges, is we are really focused as well on educating the world. We're educating 100,000 people in the world in digital marketing, certifying people in how to do digital communication in the top 10 platforms, top 20 platforms in the world. So I believe in this idea of a flat world where you can be in Myanmar, which is a $1,200 GDP economy, and suddenly if you understand digital marketing, you can be servicing a customer in the UK, or you can be servicing a customer in the US. So focus is growth, scalability, the right infra, and education.
Okay, all right, and finally, we're here in Miami at LTF. What are you looking to gain by attending this event and being with LATAM leaders and experts?
Well, first is to see and meet friends that have been working in this industry for the last 2 decades. Yeah. The second thing is to bring a positive message about Latin America. I mean, 10% of our business is in Latam, 90% rest of the world, and our heart is in Latam as well. Yeah. That the world is $100 trillion GDP, and I'll give you 2 pieces of data. The US, 7.5% of the GDP is already retail online. Latin America is 1.5%. G20 markets is about 2 to 2.5%, and the rest of the world is less than 1%. So for that transfer from offline GDP to digital GDP to occur, you need a pool of talent from LATAM to service what we call the digital soil. You need people who understand coding, cybersecurity, digital marketing, where we focus, payments, logistics. Such Latin America has the opportunity to gain a space in the world, like many markets in Latin America in the 50s and the 40s became the place where you can get food for the world. Now I think we can get a pool of talent to help this transfer from offline GDP to digital GDP, and will be very important that all leaders in this sector push the private sector, the civil society, and the governments to create this pool of talent so Latin America doesn't miss this opportunity.
Yeah. All right. Well, Gaston, wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.